Welcome to eHealth Learning, inspiring professionals worldwide.
We started to hear about the possible long-term consequences of how we are born in the 1970s. Historically speaking, perhaps one of the first ways to introduce this issue in the Western world was the famous book by Arthur Janov, The Primal Scream and Primal Therapy. And this was followed by different kinds of regressive therapy. But of course, at that time, we had to trust the interpretations of therapists and patients to believe that the way we are born can have long-term consequences. We had a lack of hard data. It's only in the 1980s that some hard data started to appear, plus more and more theoretical reasons to anticipate that what happens in the perinatal period might have lifelong effect. In fact, that was the reason of my book I published in 1986 called Primal Health. In this book, I was just anticipating a new generation of studies, starting from theoretical considerations and taking into account that the use of computers was developing. So suddenly, it became easier, thanks to modern computers, to explore correlations between what happens at the beginning of our life and what will happen long after, later on in life. We'll just introduce birth records in the computers, data about the health of adults or adolescents or elderly people in the computers, control people, all that in the computers, and you find correlations. So we could anticipate at that time a new generation of studies. And it's what I called at that time primal health research, which means which means a branch of epidemiology, exploring correlations between what happened during what we call the primal period and what will happen later on in life in terms of health and personality traits. Primal period, I must say, includes in our vocabulary fetal life, the period of birth, and the year following birth. So in a study exploring such correlations is in the framework of primal health research.